Hi Sagittarius, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of December. I want to wish you a happy birthday. I know it's a really tough time to celebrate in light of all that's happening, but I hope you do something to honor yourself. And there's a lot to cover. It's the final month of the crazy year, so I'm going to dive right into it. At the end of November, there's a lunar eclipse at 8 degrees and 38 minutes of Gemini, and it falls in your house of partnerships and relationships. And we're in eclipse season, and during eclipses, it's a heightened time. Eclipses are wild cards. You know, a lot of activity, a lot of action, but it's very unpredictable, and many departures, many major beginnings and endings and unexpected news. Eclipses bring things to light and uncover hidden information, and often we see things in a way that we never saw before. And so this lunar eclipse is a full moon eclipse on steroids in your house of relationships. That could bring endings, that could bring completion. Maybe you've been dating somebody and it takes another level. Maybe it's around business partnerships, but it's a big deal, you know, and it's these eclipses are in your sign axis, because in May of this year, on May 5th, the nodes of fate changed signs and entered Gemini and Sagittarius. The North Node is transiting in Gemini and the South Node in your sign until January of 2021. And the South Node is what we're meant to release. So each sign is going through a lot of change whenever you have eclipses in your sign axis, but the South Node tends to be more difficult because we're meant to go towards the North Node. So that's intense. That's a North Node eclipse, but it's a lunar eclipse in your house of relationships. On December 1st, Mercury, which rules the sign of Gemini, changes signs and exits the sign of Scorpio, where it's been in your house of secrets and hidden information, and it enters your sign in your first house of self and new beginnings, and it'll transit there until December 20th. And this is an excellent time to promote yourself, to network. It's starting new beginnings with business. Now Mercury and Mars are direct, and we're concluding this Capricorn tail very quickly, so really trying to move forward in our goals. And then on December 5th, Venus, which is transiting in the sign of Scorpio in your house of creativity and imagination, forms a beautiful trine to Neptune in Pisces. And that is a very magical influence. Pisces rules your house of home and family. And this is a really magical influence for manifesting home, comfort at home, healing for family and for your own needs. That's a beautiful energy and a really good manifesting energy. And then on the 9th of December, the sun in your sign squares Neptune in Pisces. Now that can make you feel enervated and depleted, but it's also a really good manifesting energy. You are the master manifester of the zodiac, because Jupiter, the grand benefic, rules your sign. But in ancient astrology, Jupiter ruled the sign of Pisces. In modern astrology, Neptune rules Pisces. And Jupiter is the vision and Neptune is the dream. So it's still manifesting with Neptune. Definitely use that. You're an optimistic sign. Channel that right now. We need that. And then on the 13th of December, Mercury in your sign, the planet of communications, squares Neptune. Again, deception could get uncovered, secrets or hidden information, but really good for being creative, really good manifesting energy. And the day after is a really big deal, because there is a total solar eclipse in your sign, in the house of new beginnings, in the house of self. So major month for you. And this eclipse occurs at 11:17 a.m. Eastern Time at 23 degrees and 8 minutes of Sagittarius, of your sign. And this is a really manifesting new moon. Jupiter is the luckiest planet, and it rules this new moon. Venus is still in Scorpio in this new moon chart, a new moon eclipse. and it forms a really helpful aspect to Jupiter, which is the ruler of your sign. And those are the two benefics working in harmony, really good, manifesting, hopeful energy. And Mercury is in your sign, the planet of ideas, and it forms a beautiful trine to Mars in Aries. And that's transiting in your house of creativity and love affairs. And that helps you to feel optimistic that you can manifest new things in the new year with this new moon eclipse. Definitely set intentions, do the law of abundance, take some time to really manifest with this very powerful new moon. Neptune also squares the new moon eclipse, and it squares the nodes of fate. And Mercury is in your sign, and it's conjunct the south node in that eclipse. So there might be things you're letting go of. Again, more information will inevitably get uncovered, I think, in the month of December. We're going to be getting a lot of information in so many different areas of our lives. But that's a big deal, really big for you. Okay, so use this, to manifest. And then on the 16th or the 17th, the 15th of December, let's not jump ahead. On the 15th, Venus exits the sign of Scorpio and enters your sign, making you very glamorous and magnetic to all. And it'll be transiting in your sign until January 8th. And before it leaves Scorpio, it forms a sextile to Saturn, which helps structure what you're trying to create. So that's positive too. And Chiron, the wounded healer, stations direct on the 15th as well at 5 degrees of Aries. And that puts us in touch with our wounds around ego and identity and self, vulnerability, I suppose. And so that's in your house of romance as well. So feeling more confident in self. And on the 16th or the 17th, depending on what time zone you're in, Saturn enters Aquarius and it leaves Capricorn. Very exciting news for me, for all of us. It enters Aquarius, and so it enters at on 9:04 p.m. Pacific time on December 16th, or 12:04 a.m. Eastern time, or adjust to the time zone you're in. This is a big deal, and Saturn will be transiting in Aquarius on and off for till March of 2023. And this is in your house of learning and gathering, dispersing information, marketing, sales. This is a really good time to promote yourself, to teach, to go back to school, getting involved in your local neighborhood as we all rebuild. And then on the 19th of December, Jupiter, which is the ruler of your sign and the grand benefic, enters the sign of Aquarius. And on that day, Venus in your sign forms a beautiful trine to Chiron, the wounded healer. And the sun also meets up with Mercury in the sky. And I feel that Mercury is information. I think that shows us through knowledge and through community that we heal the wounds through love, because Aquarius is very much about humanitarianism and community and networking, and we need community. We're going to need one another and connection. We need connection. It's a really big deal. And for you, so much around your ideas and learning and teaching and writing, and I think this is going to be a really, really big deal, So with the nodes of fate in your sign, and with the age of Aquarius, with Saturn and Jupiter transiting in your house of communication. Jupiter will be there until December 29th of next year, but Saturn will be there until March of 2023. So a lot around communication for you, and possibly getting published or what have you, teaching, whatever it is, but it's exciting. On the 20th of December, Mercury exits your sign and enters the sign of Capricorn, where it'll be until January 8th, and that's transiting in your house of income and how you earn money. That's helpful for doing business. And then on the 21st of December, we have the winter solstice. The sun stops still for 3 days, and we reflect on what the year has been, which is a lot of reflection, and where we want to go. We honor those that are no longer with us and those that we love, and what we want to contribute in 21, I think, what we want to be a part of. And the other, and that happens at 5:02 a.m. Eastern time. And the really exciting part of that day is that Saturn and Jupiter convene at 1:21 p.m. Eastern time at 0 degrees and 29 minutes of Aquarius. And that's the age of Aquarius. I'm not going to sing it for you this time, but it is. That's exciting. That's community. That's connection. That's the future. It's going to engender a lot of new opportunities for all of us. New industries, new business. The possibilities are infinite. And connection, community, that's the big deal too. And let's see, on the 24th, we have Mercury forming a beautiful trine to Uranus. That's very innovative and creative energy, good for brainstorming, good for you for doing business projects. And then on the 25th or the 26th, depending on where you are, the Sun in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries, and that puts us all in touch with the wounds that we're all collectively feeling. And that makes sense given the year we've had. And then on the 27th of December, the Sun in your sign, Sun in Capricorn, sorry. The Sun in your house of income forms a trine to Uranus, and that also brings innovation, and it really shows us all the possibility of the age of Aquarius and what it's going to bring in the next few years. And on the 29th of December, we have a full moon that takes place at 8 degrees and 53 minutes of Cancer. And that falls in your 8th house of wounds and healing. And, it's in the sign it rules. And, the eclipses in the last few years were in the Capricorn Cancer axis. So it's fitting that the final full moon of the year is in the sign it rules in Cancer, around security and home. And so many of us are struggling with those issues right now. But I think the good news too is that the last day of the year, the moon will be in Leo, that rules the heart chakra. And the final aspect it makes is a trine to Chiron, the wounded healer. And again, showing us that we open up our heart and that we can heal the wounds together. So I wish you a lot of luck, Sagittarius. Thank you very much. Take care.